Hi, this is Nancy with Drew & Associates with your weekly video tip. It's really very interesting, our business. We cycle in a lot of different companies that need some coaching, need some direction, and what I've noticed of late is that the people that are coming to us are the A players. We have approximately 8 different industries right now. We've got pharmaceutical sales reps, we've got communication people that own their own companies, advertising businesses, we have some legal, just a real interesting group. But the one thing they all have in common are they all are playing their A game. They're at the top of their sales funnel. Their businesses are doing exceptionally well. And then there's this one company, which is a great company, but a startup that's come to us, and they came to us to help them launch, train, and get new business. Now, the one thing that I find is very, very interesting, and this is what I want to pass on to you, is that this little startup is blasting the doors off. It is just out there rocking it faster than anyone else, than any of these very, very successful players that we're dealing with. And everyone's good, but this one is exceptional. And the one thing that everyone has in common is passion. They are doing over and beyond the work that they need to do. They show up, they're excited to be there, they're really on their A game. And companies ask me, what do I need to have a great sales team? You need someone that wants to be there. That's the number one thing. They are doing a great job, they're loving it, and the time isn't a big factor for them. They do what it takes because they're proud of what they do. That's something you cannot train. That is something that you need to hire. So do you hire will? Do you hire skill? You always hire will, because skill you can train. But the one thing I want to leave you with is that most of these people, except for this one startup, were doing what they do. Just unconsciously, they were successful beyond. They had a system. They had a system, it wasn't changing much, and it was working. Works very well for them. But they all know that they're going to be successful now. What's going to happen next week when someone is better than them? What happens as things are getting tougher to sell? And this is what they're seeing. It's getting harder to get response. So the one thing that all of them do not have, other than this startup, is a plan. So if you want to really help yourself, and I really do want to help you, this is what I suggest you think about doing this week, is take your top 10 at least, your top 20 current customers. Those are people that give you money right now. You've heard me say this before, you have a 1 in 2 chance of selling those people additional services, extending their contracts. You have a 1 in 25 chance of getting a brand new customer. So this week, grab those top 20, get on the phone, get appointments, go see them. But before you make any contact, sit down and figure out what is the next step for these people. The next step is, if everything continued being the way it is right now, what else could they do? What else is complementary to what they've been buying for you? What's that next step? And have that pre-planned on every one of your top 20, and then take action. That is the one difference between these A players that I am so excited to be working with, it's phenomenal, and this startup that is just being crazy, ridiculously successful. So top 20, take that next step, contact them. You will be so glad you did. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you next week.